Hello and welcome. Today is Friday, the 16th day of June, 2017. Welcome. My name is Derek, and let's take a look at some cryptocurrency charts. Any of the ideas that I present within this video are just that, my ideas. Anything that I think is going to or not going to happen that I state, again, just that within it. And if I say I'm doing something, that's basically what I am doing. And all risks, all rewards associated. Well, that's in your discretion. I'm just providing information as I see it. And I'm looking to be the Cal Ripken here of Iron Man and being damn good at what I do. These markets don't close every day, and I think I can put up a pretty damn good channel just showing analysis within this nature, getting better as I get into the flow of things. And with that being stated, let's get started within the daily Bitcoin chart. And earlier today, I was almost tempted to sell a bit for US dollar tether, looking to buy back, of course, maybe in some sort of lower area. Of course, 1850 would be the number that I have talked about as where it would go deeper if this current area doesn't hold. And then you can say, oh, that's big volume. Well, yeah, of course. Whether that's going to be a bottom or not just another leg lower, that's normal to have that kind of volume within the market. And as it stands currently, I'm thinking, no. Let technical analysis tell me. Wait for this thing to be falling below this 23 handle. Because if this resistance level doesn't hold and it's breaking below this band within a declining 18 average, making what would be its second lower high, well, then I'm definitely going to be considering the bear camp and playing towards the 1850 handle. I know a lot of these big fast falls are just going to just revert itself really fast. And in the last time there was a mode, if you would have thought in here it's time to go short, well, how you doing? Not so good. And of course the fast move higher, which is something you would expect when you see the 18 average show some favoritism towards it. But notice last time when the 18 average did do such, when it showed the favoritism. I'm going to remove the lines again. But in this case, it was in this situation of just flattening out. Though there's establishing resistance coming back. So if you tried this, it worked out. But I would have suggested more towards either here or even before here. When you think you're in an area where most likely the previous high is going to be taken out, when you find strength beforehand, it's a little bit of a gamble in here because you were still in the band. But quite frankly, you could say it does have a decent risk versus reward. And yeah, that's looking at it when this thing, it should give decent indications most of the time to have a good setup, sort of like that occurred at the start of June. Switching over to the daily chart, it was the 4-hour chart before. And as I was stating before, if the market's rolling over and on that last time frame going below the 18 average, well, on this daily time frame, you would see another resistance thing here, red candles going lower, even more to support why there might be a further correction. But it's not uncommon when you have a good move, like a quick up-down move kind of deal, sort of like this, for it to work out where it just goes like down below and quick again. Because just because the 18 average of lows at the time was here, it's not like, oh, traders like, oh guys, wait a second here, it's getting too low now that we're at 24. No, of course not. And any movements that get towards this 18 average, which is almost there now, puts this in towards that neutrality state, and you'd be then looking for leaving of the band. So if it does it quickly, you have the red candle down, a big one, and then you call that the cattail rallying from the low, further rally. You can say, yeah, this is just a higher low from the previous one. On the Ethereum daily time frame, Well, it did come back down to the band, and now we're seeing green candle leaving the band. So as I state, there's two scenarios I like on the going long. One is pretty much now, or just maybe even a few bucks higher. And then the break of this resistance, and you'd be looking probably to break the 500 number based on this high, this high, this high. You even think 540, 550 to 6. Switching to the 4-hour time frame, and okay, a little deep correction below the band, but since then sideways, and it looks now as if it's leaving the band. It's 350. So breaking 360, as I was stating before, that's the early section to get in on strength, and the next one would be break of 4, maybe around 415 to 425. Momentum above that, again, good chance of going to above the 5 handle. Next up, let's take a look at Ethereum crossed within the Bitcoin chart. And within this run, we're breaking out of this newly rising 18 average, which has been going sideways since this nice push higher. Early stages of the breakout is appearing now, and just like the other charts, the next stage will be breaking in around 153. 154. Moving over to the dash chart, same time frame as the Ethereum, and similar sort of pattern after the up move. It's had this sideways consolidation amongst an area. It was from where it was before. Interestingly enough, when we look at the bands, a very rare interesting pattern that the 18 average of lows is rising, the 18 average of highs is declining. It's a reduction of volatility, but you're looking for a break of either one. I'm playing as if it's going to be making a move towards the upside. I've talked about within this daily chart how much I really do like this pattern, how it's on the breakout section. Even though it hasn't broken past this key resistance point, I do like the odds for that to be the case. I don't know the chances of getting many buys below this level, even if anything, if it's going to go below 60 before it breaks out, because on the break above here, you'd be looking to make a run at least to a test of this previous high. Next up is Litecoin on the daily chart, and an interesting day as it's now breaking out, average going flat. So to me, this is establishing resistance and the break of the trend. I suppose you could buy now on the early break, but I would rather not. I would rather have this settle in a bit more, have a decent situation come up, maybe resistance established somewhere, and then a clear indication, yes, now's the time to get in. But it's looking more tempting that I want to keep a closer look at this, as this definitely looks like something that's ready to take off. Within the Ripple daily chart, there's really only a couple things that I can do with this right now. And it's number one, if I want to go long, I'm either going to have to wait for some sort of pattern to develop. And quite frankly, not even close now with this 18 average, albeit starting to flatten out in a declining session. I'm going to want to see resistance established, some sort of good less setup with the rising 18 average. And the only other thing I could do is say, well, if it breaks support, where is it going to go? And okay, well, maybe at around 4,000 might be an area where you might want to stick a buy order in, and just in case. And you can do this now. You don't want to wait maybe until it breaks down here, because that means you have to always watch it. But you just say to yourself, I know if it breaks down below here, then I'll buy here. I hold Bitcoins as it is anyway. So I say to myself, if the situation occurs, if Ripple falls to say 4,000 or 4,010, wherever your buy order would be, would you buy then? And if you can answer, yeah, I would, well, then put a buy order there. And if you need to, maybe you have to cancel it later. That being you need Bitcoins, or this thing just shoots up and that play no longer becomes available. But that's really the only ways I can look at Ripple right now. Within the Ethereum Classic, it is also in that nice sideways consolidation. And it's either got to break below here, break above this level, but momentum is looking good. If you're looking for a good strength opportunity around the 82, just on the early entry, and then again at around 95.